All right. I just want to revisit one of my older videos um, called Brewery Query. Um, I was listening to Lucy Letby Analytics. Luckily, I wasn't operating heavy machinery at the time. Um, Brilliant work, by the way, he does, Chris Morris. And there was one thing he mentioned about the scapegoating, and quite often when people write in the comment section about, oh, Lucy was a scapegoat for the NHS, she was a scapegoat for the hospital. I'm always sort of thinking to myself, well, no, the hospital were trying to save her, to stop her from getting into trouble. But actually, she was a scapegoat for the consultants. And what I was trying to get my head around at the time was why Steve Brewery was fingering her, so to speak. And I was looking at the very birth of the scapegoating, and I'm just going to play it. Umbilical. Well, basically, Steve Brewery was asked to do a thematic review on the increased deaths on the neonatal ward. So here was my comments on what he had said.
Catheter or whatever it's called wasn't done correctly or something like that, and there was a training issue. If that was identified, then you might want to go and check to see what members of staff need training, and then or see if it was just one particular member of staff. But to straight away want to know if there was a member of staff present for all three already, without actually identifying what the problem with the baby was, or babies were. Does that not seem? I mean, to me, it just feels like sort of jumping the gun a bit. Like you've skipped over you've gone from A to D. I mean, yeah, you might want to. If someone needs retraining, you want to know what they need retraining in, and then see who needs the retraining. But they've just gone straight to who was there.
Oh God, I was sensible back then. So basically, Steve Brewery, it was part of his thematic review, was putting in, was straight away trying to identify staff members, and I at the time thought that was a bit weird, but I'd never seen a thematic review before, so I didn't know if that was part of the process or what. But it did seem a bit odd to me to already try and blame a member of staff that had been on duty all the time. But when I was discussing it with other people, they sort of reassured me that that's fairly normal. But revisiting it now, there was something that Nim's Subhedar, who was working with the consultants, he worked at I think it's Liverpool Women's Hospital. So in the Thirlwall inquiry, he was being asked about this table, part of the thematic review that Steve Brewery had made, and Delapore, who's asking him some questions, is asking basically exactly the same question that I was asking. Would it ordinarily be the case that a chart with staffing would form part of that thematic review. And then Nim says no, says actually no. With the benefit of hindsight, it does seem a bit strange that there were names of individual staff members included in the table. But again, my focus was looking at something else, and again, Delapore basically asked the same question, we get the same answer. Of course, with the benefit of hindsight, now looking at it, it does seem curious that those names were there. But at the time, I didn't think anything of it. It didn't occur to me as being really unusual that those were there. So I don't know how many thematic reviews Steve Brewery had done, but it seems like right from the outset he really did plan on scapegoating someone, and it just happened to be Lucy.